Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pen Fans series. In this series, we ask pen fans 3 important questions. If you don't want to miss out on a video of this series, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel now. Today, on this episode, we have a really special guest because it is Urban, and Urban is the owner of Fountainpencompanion.com website where you can see all the inks that are on the world and with reviews and everything. It's really useful. There's a lot of data, and if you do not know about it yet, make sure to head over to the website after you watch the video to discover more about it. We also made this whole podcast with Urban where he explains about what the website is all about, and you should definitely check that one out as well. But let's head over to the first question for Urban, because Urban, how did you get into fountain pens?
Well, I'm of a certain age and I'm also German, so I actually used fountain pens in school. Even today, my kids use fountain pens for a few years, not that much anymore. So this is sort of where I started, and this is where I got my hatred for royal blue from, probably, because that was the one ink everyone had to use.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, at some point, I switched to, I don't know, gel pens and stuff like that, as everyone else did. But I always had one fountain pen, and every few months I took it out and realized, oh, that's much nicer. And then at some point, I started writing letters again to people, and that sort of naturally goes together. And then someone showed me a Twisby Eco, and I said, wow, that's such a cool pen. And then that was like 5 years ago, I think. And now I have 250 inks and 100 pens. And yeah, that's my story, I guess.
Well, that escalated quickly. But thank you for sharing this story. The second question would be, how do you use your fountain pens and all those things in daily life?
Yeah, there's multiple things I use them for basically every day. So I'm a software developer, so you would think I just write down everything on the computer, but somehow I realized that doesn't work for me. So I always have a piece of paper with me with a to-do list for the day. And sort of I started out with bullet journaling, and these days it's like pared down to one to-do list that I rewrite in the evening for the next day. It's a sort of I sort of can't put stuff in the computer that doesn't work for me. So that's the one thing I do. There's always the list for work. I also started to journal. So that's something I also do almost every day. And so I can use more pens. And like I said, I do write letters. So I have pen pals from all over the world. That's something I don't do every day, but often enough, I guess, so that I can use even more pens.
That's a great way to use your pens. Thank you for sharing. And then the last question is, what is your top tip for someone using fountain pens?
My top tip. Yeah, just try out stuff. I mean, people tell you certain things are possible or a good idea or a bad idea, but sometimes that's not true, right? Everyone says, hey, Tomoe River is the best paper and you should only use that. But it comes with its own downsides, right? It dries super slowly. So for work, I use something that some people would probably consider bad fountain pen paper because it's dry almost instantly. And you just need to try out stuff for yourself and see what works for you. And sometimes that just means taking your expensive pen and taking the nib out and playing with it. And just maybe not something a retailer would recommend, but I think it's just try stuff and then see what works and what doesn't for you.
Well, thank you for your tip, and thank you for answering these 3 questions, Urban. If you watch this video and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to do so. And next week, we have another guest and another 3 questions. Bye-bye.